Hey everybody, Tanya from Shooting Star SVG back, and today I want to talk to you guys about why SEO isn't all that it's cracked up to be. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and click on like and subscribe below, as that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos so that way you can grow your business and change your life. So I've been doing a lot of Etsy shop critiques lately, and we talk a lot about optimizing listings and why search engine optimization, or SEO, is so important for you to get traffic and views on your Etsy shop. Now, don't get me wrong, SEO is super important, not just for Etsy as its marketplace, but also other search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, and anything else you could think of that could be utilized as a search engine. So SEO is a super critical part of your business, but it is not the end all be all, okay? A lot of people think that they can go to Etsy, slap up, 20 or so listings, optimize their SEO to the best of their ability, and then get all this traffic and views, right? So I had somebody recently contact me and they're like, hey, I implemented a lot of the techniques that you had given me for my shop, but I'm still not seeing a super large increase in traffic or views. And so one thing I asked this individual was, well, how are you promoting your work outside of just putting your listings up on Etsy, right? So she didn't really have a good answer for me. And that's when I was like, bing, okay, so people aren't realizing that it's more than just SEO, right? SEO is super critical for your shop, but it is not the end all be all, okay? And what I mean by that is you're not just going to get traffic from having great SEO on your listings. If you were to go and do a search on Etsy for, just Halloween SVG, and you see some of the top search results, if you were to go and analyze their listings in Etsy rank, they might not have the best SEO that's out there. And we'll go through an example of that in just a few minutes just to see if, what I'm saying is accurate, okay? The biggest thing that Etsy looks at in its search algorithm is your conversion rate. So the higher your conversion rate, the better chances you have of being bumped up in search results. And what conversion rate means is that if you have, 100 people visit your shop and one person buys, then you have a 1% conversion rate. Whereas if 10 people buy, you have a 10% conversion rate. So I will let you know that my conversion rate right now is somewhere around 10-ish%. So it's really not that bad. Out of 100 views, I generally get about 10 sales. And when that happens, Etsy takes those listings and bumps it up in the search results because they know people are clicking and they know people are buying, right? So that's the important thing that you need to understand, is looking at your conversion rate and trying to figure out how you can up that conversion rate. And a lot of the times what you need to think of in that case is, how is your listing going to stand out from everybody else's, okay? So we're like the scrolling community, right? We have short attention spans. We're on Etsy for a reason, and we really want something that's going to stand out to us. So if you're seeing a lot of the same cover images or promo images for listings, it's just an easy scroll. And then if something kind of like is poppy, like it has different colors or the layout is different, it's showcased in a different way, I'm going to be more than likely prepared to stop and click on that listing. So I'm going to go to my computer screen real quick, and I'm just going to show you an example of what this looks like. And right now you can see that my Etsy shop stats are up because I want to show you guys a few things as well. So I just had some of my windows open and ready, but I'm going to go ahead and do a search for Halloween SVG. Okay, super basic. And we'll niche it down a little bit more, and I'll go funny Halloween SVG and click enter, and we'll see what pops up. You can see there's over 10,000 results, right? So most people are going to go through here and they're going to scroll down and they're going to be like, okay, what sticks out to me? And you can see a lot of the colors are orange and some sort of background based off of the Halloween stuff. And, you keep going, and basically, if something is popping out to you, you're like, okay, yeah, you want to stop and click on it. So none of these are really stinging to me as I do the scroll through. okay? So we'll see if my thoughts change as I go down. This one isn't too bad. Actually, you know, the way this one is set up with the black background and the white on it, I would probably stop and look at this one, just because, and they do have pretty decent reviews, so that would be something that I may consider purchasing as I'm going through. Again, this one has kind of different color outsets than others. So, I mean, you really have to think about when you're scrolling through what is going to make somebody stop and be like, yep, okay, that's the one I want. So set yourself apart from everybody else so that way you can bump that conversion rate up, okay? So again, it's not just the SEO getting you there. As far as getting up on the top of search results, your conversion rate has to be there. So I am going to go over to my listings and we should be able to check and see what the conversion rate is on some of these listings, okay? So I'm just gonna pause it real quick and we will come back to it. Okay, so here I am on my Etsy stats page and you can see right now that my conversion rate is hovering around 10%. I don't normally like to show my revenue, but it is what it is. And you can see that right now, my highest performing listing of the year is actually this Achievement Unlocked 100 Days of School SVG. So when we click on that, what we can see is how many visits this has obtained and how many items it has sold. So to do the conversion rate, basically you're just going to take this 132 and you're going to divide it by the 809. And you're going to multiply that by 100 to get your conversion rate. And you can see here that this has a 16% conversion rate. So that's actually really, really good for this listing. So based on that, if I go to Etsy search and type in video game 100 days of school, whoops, I should have put SVG on the end there. Well, regardless, here you go. Mine shows up right here on the top. Now, mind you, there's only 30 results that show up there, but let's do this 100 days of school SVG. And we'll see what comes up. There's 2,956 results. And as we scroll down, here it is, okay? So I'm showing up on the first page of Etsy results because my conversion rate is so freaking good for this one particular listing, okay? So if you can get your conversion rate up, you are in turn going to get more traffic and more sales to your shop, okay? So that's step one. Getting your conversion rate up on Etsy is very critical for you to be bumped up in the search algorithm because Etsy sees that you're making sales consistently and then they're just gonna bump you up because they, feel like people are gonna buy. So with that being said, is how can you increase your conversion rate when you're not getting a lot of traffic and sales, okay? And so Etsy is a marketplace, right? So Etsy is gonna push a lot of your traffic for you. But what people don't understand is you can't just go post a bunch of stuff on Etsy, use Etsy ads, and then expect a bunch of money to come running in, right? No, that's gonna get you in the red very, very quickly. So what you want to do is you wanna drive as many sources of traffic to your Etsy shop as humanly possible. And so I know the next question is, how in the world do I do this? All right. Pinterest is a very, very, very fantastic avenue for this. And I've had great success. I would say 80 to 85% of my social media traffic comes from Pinterest because once you pin something, it doesn't really ever die, okay? And if you utilize the Smart Loop and Tailwind, they can take that content and bring it back. And so the stuff that you're continually selling, you can include in the Smart Loop. So it's continually throwing it out there and bumping it up in those Pinterest pin feeds, okay? So that's exactly what I do here. Now, mind you, I will be 100% completely transparent with you guys, as I always am. I have not done any social media marketing in probably 4 to 6 months. I know, it's crazy, right? So I'm telling you guys to do social media marketing and I'm not doing it right now. But that's because I'm hyper focused on my YouTube channel and trying to get content out so I can teach you guys. And I'm also working on curating a course as well. And so all of my time and energy is spent on that. And I've kind of put my social media marketing to the wayside. But the beauty of it is I'm still making a good chunk of money every month between the platforms I'm selling on, okay? So Pinterest, right? you utilize Pinterest so that way you can drive as much traffic as possible. Now, I mostly use Pinterest to drive traffic to my actual website, not my Etsy shop, because I see more revenue from my website than I do from Etsy because I don't have to deal with as many fees. And so people are like, oh, well, I can't just sit here and pin all day long. All right. There is a link in the description of this video for a free 30-day trial of Tailwind. I highly recommend that you get a business account on Pinterest and then go ahead and get that 30-day trial run of Tailwind. I have a few videos on how you can utilize Tailwind for your business on my YouTube channel that I'll post up above, and see how that works for you in terms of increasing your traffic. Okay. One thing is you do have to curate, vertical pins for the most part. But you don't really have to do that if you don't want to, because I do use a mix of both. Okay. So like I said, I will tell you right now, I have not worked on my social media in a long time. My queue is completely empty in Tailwind. I do need to start working on that. Okay. But you can see that, here it's telling me everything is below average right now because I haven't been active. So that's the biggest reason why I've been struggling. Okay. But basically, you can utilize this as a scheduler, and they've changed things around a little bit. But you can use this as a scheduler, so that way you can schedule your pins. And I usually do anywhere between 15 to 20 pins a day that I schedule. And you get your queue situated, and so that way you have constant fresh content coming in. So not only are you pinning your stuff, but you're pinning other people's things. So what I usually do is I'll go through the tribes and I'll pin a bunch of stuff on there. Then I will share my pins in hopes that people also reshare those as well. And then I'm an affiliate for Design Bundles, so I'll share a ton of Design Bundle stuff that I think is really good. Okay. And so not only is that giving me affiliate sales on Design Bundles, which is fantastic, and another stream of income, but I'm driving traffic to my website, or in this case for you, your Etsy shop. And so you're getting that external traffic. Okay. The other thing is you can utilize Facebook. Okay. And I know that Facebook is a little bit of a point of contention with people right now, but Facebook is another good platform for you to share. I do have my group here on Facebook, but I also have a page on Facebook as well that is linked to the group. Now, I am not active on my page. I'm active on my group. And so the reason why you want to have a page as well is because you can run ads on your Facebook page. You cannot run ads on your Facebook group. Okay. So by having the page, you're able to run advertisements on Facebook that will target people who have visited your website if you have a website, or, you may or may not be able to target your Etsy store. I don't believe that you can. I know you can target your website and then kind of drive more traffic by sharing content from your Etsy shop. Okay. And so what I try to do is I will provide a ton of value in my groups, my pages, and then trickle in some of my work. And I encourage people to share that as they can. Okay. So this is one avenue by utilizing groups and pages. But another thing that you can do is, if you're a part of any type of crafting groups on Facebook, another thing that you can do is you actually make something physical with your design, whether it is, printing out the wall art, or creating a greeting card, or creating an invitation, or creating a t-shirt, or some wall decor, or whatever it is with your design, and then post that finished product in other crafting groups. I've found that a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, that design is so awesome. Where did you get it? And I'm like, oh, I made it. Just, shoot me a message or whatever. And then I'll send them the link to my Etsy store. And for the most part, when somebody goes there and they purchase, they'll favorite my shop and they'll buy more in the future. Okay. So utilize this social media avenue to your advantage on Facebook. Okay. And another one is Instagram. You can also use Tailwind to schedule posts on Instagram, though I have not tried that just yet. Because like I said, I haven't been focused on social media. And if you look at my Pinterest right now, or my Instagram, I'm sorry, right now, I have not physically posted on Instagram in over a year. So I'm clearly slacking. I'm giving you guys this advice and I'm not even taking my own advice, but I'm telling you this works. I've seen it work. I'm seeing people implement these strategies and they're being able to drive all this traffic to their stores, which is increasing their views, it's increasing their traffic, it's increasing their conversion rates, and therefore increasing their ranking in the Etsy search. So this is exactly what you need to do. It can be very overwhelming. And so what I always suggest is to take just one step at a time, okay? If you want to focus on Pinterest until you get a good groove going, right? And then focus on Facebook until you get a good groove going. And then focus on Instagram. Make sure you're managing your time appropriately so you're not getting overwhelmed. And the reason why you want your SEO to be good and your traffic to be good is because then Google will pick your stuff up, right? So if I'm looking for lawn enforcement SVG, okay, all of my stuff is going to pop up and you can see it here. If I look for twin bodysuit SVG, okay, there's one of mine right there. If I go click on images, you can see a bunch of my stuff pop up at the beginning of the search results because I have a ton of these, right? And so people are going to click on that and they're going to go, and these direct them either to the website or my Etsy store or even some stuff on Pinterest and design bundles. Okay, so if you type in nutrition facts SVG, most of my stuff is going to come up because this is this is one of my niches that I have kind of expounded upon lately. And so I do have a lot of these nutrition facts SVGs that are coming up, and so you can see these popping up as well on the first page of Google. So what I'm saying is the SEO ties into Google. As you gain more traffic and sales, these things are going to increase your conversion rate. They're going to increase all these things for you, and it just marries well together. So what I'm getting at is SEO is not the end all be all. You could have the most amazing SEO in all of the world, but if you're not driving traffic from outside sources outside of Etsy, you're not going to go anywhere, okay? So this is super, super critical for y'all to understand. Focus on your social media, okay? Because my conversion rate is pretty decent on Etsy, I don't have to focus on my social media marketing right now because my conversion rates are bringing me the sales that I need. So I don't have to worry. So right now I'm not focused on the extra monetary income that I'm bringing in. It is truly passive for me because I have not put much focus on the designing and things of that nature because I am more focused on the education side right now. So I'm just going to go to Etsy rank real quick. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Etsy. I'm going to close out of these other windows and I'm going to search for funny Halloween SVG and click enter. We're going to go back to that. Etsy rank is probably going to yell at me because I haven't refreshed my listings in like a lot of days. Okay, so it's been 4 days. That's not too bad. And I'm going to go to competition and I'm going to go to listings and I'm going to go here. All right, so let's see here. Sanquinetti Designs. All right. I'm going to click on this listing here because it's at the very top of the search results. And let's see how the SEO is here. And we're also going to click on this other bestseller here. And we will also click on, is that a straight copy? What's close? See if I can find another bestseller on here real quick. Right here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and copy this. enter and see if this will pop up. And this is tough when people have more than 100 listings. They're just going to do the 100 most listings, and it looks like, here we go. So this has been viewed over 3,000 times. That is amazing. And I'll tell you right now that the tags here are pretty decent. They're not horrible. They're pretty basic for the most part, but you can see that they have funny Halloween in here, and that's why they're coming up in search results. So I would say that this is actually pretty good SEO. Okay. And then let's see, if you look here, this one was in the top of the search results. Okay. We're going to try to see how their SEO is. And what I'm trying to do is find an example of one where the tags are, you know, not lackluster, but just not what you would anticipate for a high-ranking file. So, yeah, okay. You can see here this has had over 2,000 views. And like, check this out. SVG is one tag, cutting file, cricket cutting file, SVG cutting file, SVG files, Halloween SVG, Halloween cut files, Halloween design, horror movie SVG. Okay, so funny Halloween SVG is in here. But the crazy thing is most of these tags are just like super high competition. You would never think that you would rank for that. But because it's had so many views and so many sales, they're just up there in the rankings. Okay, so that's fantastic. I love it. And so we'll look at this one right here. Oh, it's from the same person. So they I clicked on an ad. They're clearly doing something right for them to be on the top of search results. Let me just go back up and make sure I didn't click on another ad, because I very well might have. I always forget it was not an advertisement here. I always forget that the advertisements are up there. So here's another bestseller here. It is crazy how many sales some of these people have. It's really, truly amazing to me. Okay. And we'll see if I can find this one. Boo SVG. Here we go. Literally, Boo SVG, SVG, DXF, PDF. So here's one where like the SEO is not phenomenal, but they're on the top of the search results because their conversion rate is probably really freaking good. So what I'm getting at is your conversion rate on your listings matter. You want to drive external traffic to your store somehow, whether it be, you know, yelling at the rooftops or social media or whatever it may be. Get yourself out there and get that traffic driving your shop, okay? The more traffic you get, the better chances your conversion rate is going to be, all right? So that's all I have for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. We can have a discussion about this in the Facebook group. Go on over there and join up if you haven't done that already. If you got something out of this video, please click on like and subscribe below, as that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos, so that way you can grow your business and change your life. And like I said, if you need anything at all, drop a comment below. I am more than happy to help you guys. I want to see you be successful, and I will catch you guys all in the next video. See ya.